problem with this generation of females, and I'm going to say we just simply because I'm in a generation that I'm talking about, but I'm not talking about myself. The problem with this generation of females is that we expect too much out of a nigga that we can't even do ourselves. For us, for example, I'm not even talking about emotional connection, physical connection, intimacy, mental, just how he treats you. I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm talking about just simply, for example, if you want a purse that costs $1,200 and you can't afford to pay for it yourself, why do you expect him to? Or why do you think he can? He might can. He might can afford it. But it's like a rule for y'all. It's like, oh, he got to spend this and this on me. But you can't even afford to spend that on yourself. Then you call him broke. So are you broke too? If you want some Bottegas and you can't afford to spend on yourself, why do you think he can? Y'all problem is y'all be on social media and start comparing yourself to other 22, 23, 24-year-olds. That's not realistic. That's not realistic for somebody in their early 20s to be spending bands on somebody else. That's not realistic. Comparison is a thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to these people on social media because it's not real. This is not real, bro. Like,
yeah, we on one hand, we know that social media is not real, yet we kept using it as a rubric to measure our lives against. I like what she's saying here. If you cannot afford these things for yourself, and remember what we mean by afford, it's not that you can put it on a credit card, you can use Afterpay or Klarna. If you can afford it, then you can buy it without wherewithal, without impact to your finances, without anything else going awry. You've budgeted, you've maintained it, and you have that money for that disposable income. You've got your savings, you've got your debt under control, you're investing. That's real affording. We've got this idea that because I think, and don't quote me on this, we don't understand how to value ourselves. So the easiest thing to do is to look at the trappings of wealth. And if we can get those things, we might feel better. But it's a never ending cycle. It's a debt trap where that thing that was supposed to make you feel happy, you've probably already have it in your closet. Maybe you have it in the garage. It's a cycle that never ends because you're trying to fill a void that exists in you and can never be filled by materialism. But that's a very hard topic to push out to the young generation and saying, if you want better, if you want these luxurious items and you want them from a person, yet you can't afford it from yourselves, you calling that person broke, you calling that person any type of profane name makes no sense and reveals more of your character than you realize. If you want to find someone that can do that for you, understand what that looks like. It looks like you're a gold digger. It looks like you want to use a man for his resources and nothing else. But we know we have a society where we made that thing okay to do. So if you are going to do that, you have to understand, you have to show that man some value. You have to show that man a reason why he should do anything like this. But before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Still going strong, still trying to finish out the year, doing 2 a day. So if you know you've subscribed to the channel and you just seeing this video pop up randomly and you haven't get notifications, check notification bells. And I just say for a reason because it happens all the time. Membership is open on our channel. You can take a look. We've got exclusive videos there that won't make it to the wider public. We're going to flesh those out more. Starting at the new year, will be a Patreon that should be up. Cross your fingers for me. But I think I can handle that little extra load. But back to this video and what she's saying, because this isn't something she prefaces in the beginning saying this is about the younger generation, but it's really not. It's a cultural shift that happened when we were all kind of sleeping or we were asleep at the wheel. We now only value men first and foremost by what they can bring monetarily. There used to be a caveat about that, it being production, but now it's been translated perfectly into money. If he cannot materially alleviate your struggle, then they don't see a reason for you to be around. It doesn't matter any other structure, any other thing that you can offer a woman, companionship, love, anything like that. We have a very, very negative sort of mindset to it where we're looking at it in the lens of it's going to go wrong, and when it goes wrong, you're going to be hurt. So at least you got something from it materially. But again, you're still trying to fill this gap, fill this void in you that can never be filled with money, can never be filled with things, can never be filled with the trappings of wealth. This is a character flaw a lot of us share, and we're trying to buy our way out of it. It's just not what's going to happen. But understanding that this is one of those things that's happening to our community. It's not a gender thing. It's not a race thing. Excuse me. But when we're seeing women talk like this, as if the job of the male is to somehow just, when I first upon meeting you, take care of you and give you these things, because it's not as if males haven't done this. It's not as if some men are not doing it. Some men are just straight up tricking on women, saying, I got this amount of money. I've amassed this amount of money. And it's easy for me to meet those small things that you can do, that you're asking me for. You want a purse, or you want shoes that are $1,200. Cool. That's nothing to me. But what I value is your youth and your excitement and your body. It's a cheap trade. You just think somehow you're getting the better of it, because that same body, that same exuberance, the same youth, you would have gave away for free to someone you actually liked. You feel like, all right, I'm getting something from this. This is a trap. This is when it has you out of pocket, not valuing yourself for who you are, but let money be that substitute. And money is, depending where you are, who you are, what's your circle around, sometimes it's not as difficult to amass as people think it is. So especially when the economy is getting, a bit worse or a bit more stringent, holidays are coming up, the price of your exuberance, your youth, your body tends to go down. As your struggles go up, those prices go down. There's a little inverse math and inverse relations for you. So when you look at men for what they can do, they're going to be men that can do it. And that's all they can do. That's all they care to do, because that was what the price was set for on the open market. Rather than looking at yourself and saying, if I want to have these things in my life, I need to be able to afford them myself. That's how you set your standard. That's how you know if someone else is on your level, is holding that same standard. But we make it seem as if you, who are just born a woman, and just say, hey, you're supposed to do this, and if you don't do this, you're a bum, you're whack, you're all these, you're everything but the son of God, and you shouldn't be in my presence. And if you think, if all, right, and I know it's not all, I know it's not all, but if this becomes a common sort of ideology and trend, it's not that relationships will disappear. It's not that this people won't out here be getting what they want. They just don't understand that if that is the tone you want to go with, eventually men will get in line. They will make the money. They will spend the money on you. And simply when they're done and the thrill and excitement of being with you passes, they'll offer someone else that same thing, because that has become the same ubiquitous price. The price to entry, this is what it is. I paid my tuition. I've paid my dues. I can have my fun with you and move on to the next one, and have my fun with that person and move on to the next one. As long as I can pay that bill, that's it. And as long as you have a growing number of women, old and young, saying this is the most important thing. If that buys me entry into your life, then I'm more than willing to spend it, because that's a cheap price. Listen, if you disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. If you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those and let me know what you think. If you listen to the sound of my voice right now and you haven't subscribed, shame on you. Join the moving train. I'll see you in the next one.